Hi there, and welcome to I'll Do It in the Kitchen. This is not how I thought I would start my very first episode. But after I was done with it, I realized I had no sound. So let me just tell you why I'm starting this YouTube page. Because I cook all the time. And I watch videos of people making recipes, and it looks so simple. And I do everything that the recipe says, and it does not turn out. So I'm either figuring they're doing it 12 times and we only know the best cuts, or I'm doing something severely wrong. So a little bit about us. My husband and I, we live in Wyoming. We're cattle ranchers. We raise Black Angus. During the summer and early fall, we have the great opportunity of being self-sustaining. We have our beef in our freezer. We have pork. We have venison. We have elk, moose, a lot of waterfowl. We have geese. We have duck. We have pheasants. We have doves. All sorts of stuff. And it's quite rewarding. But over the last couple months in today's world, the price of groceries have increased exponentially. And now I'm always weary of what possibly could be in food we buy. So I started making my own food. I'm not a chef or a trained, educated cook. I just do it because I love it. I am going to do some recipes that I've done before and find out all the faults and tell you what to do so you don't make those same mistakes. I make my own mayonnaise, I make my own ketchup, I make my own bread, I make my own sorbet. I even have made my own bubblegum. So today we're going to actually make homemade bagels. Super simple, something that you can do with your kids. So follow along. I'm pretty excited over it. Hopefully, each week, maybe some of you can suggest some recipes that we do. And that would be fantastic. So I apologize on the weirdness of this first episode, but I'm only human. I'm not going to prove that it's, everything is perfect. Here's the first prime example. So, talk to you soon. And again, thanks for joining. I'll do it in the kitchen. I'll also do it in the kitchen with a glass of wine. All right. So, with this easy recipe on making your own homemade bagels, 2 ingredients. Just 2 ingredients. 1, self-rising flour. You can find it in the grocery store, not a problem, but it has to be self-rising flour. And the other main thing is Greek yogurt. Greek plain yogurt. It has to be Greek and it has to be plain. Wish I could tell you why, but I can't. But that's it. That's it. Now, one thing that I knew that I already changed from the original recipe was they had everything to knead it with. That you're supposed to knead the dough and the yogurt, not in a mixer. Well, I did it that first time, and evidently I'm not that good of a kneader. But the bagels came out very dense, not light and fluffy. So the next time I did it in my mixer, and they came out fluffy, soft, and absolutely wonderful. You get to put whatever you want on it. I'm going to probably put some cheese, jalapenos, and then there's that everything bagel spice you can actually buy or you can make your own. That's salt, garlic, poppy seed, sesame seed. Super, super simple. So the only change that I had was that I was going to do mine in a mixer. So stay tuned. So I doubled the actual recipe. So I put 3.5 cups of self-rising flour and 2 cups of Greek plain yogurt. So I add the yogurt first, and then you gradually start mixing in flour little by little. You always have to scrape the sides at least one time for making sure that you get everything off the sides. Your mom always taught you that, right? Now, another thing that I realized is that when I did it in a mixer, for some reason I needed a little bit more flour. So that's what I did. I just added it. It's supposed to feel sticky to the touch, but not necessarily sticky that it completely gets stuck on your hands and you can't get it off. Now, I find a great way to prevent that. But anyway, so I am going to be just gradually mixing a little bit more flour in. I tell you what, this video gets more interesting every time. And now I'm sideways. So, as my dough is pretty much done, I am going to put on some gloves. These are the best gloves. These are Gorilla disposable gloves, heavy duty, like the Gorilla Glue. I swear by them. And I have very long nails, so that's another reason. So what we're going to do is take the dough from the pot and dump it on parchment paper with some more flour. Again, you're going to need more flour. It just happens that way. And again, I really do believe that based where you live and the elevation and all of that, that makes a difference. But you want it to be able to scoop it out, tap it a little bit with you can see it's too sticky right there. Look at that. Too much. So I need to add more flour. And so I will continue to add more flour, patting it down. I'm just lowering my camera. And until it doesn't get so sticky. Here's the secret that you're going to see me do. The secret is I will clean my gloves off underwater, get them fresh and clean after I put this excess of flour on. And then I'll spray my hands with Pam. And then it doesn't really stick. So it takes a few minutes. And this is something kids would love to do because they love getting messy. Me, not so much. And if you already look at my black top, I already have yogurt and flour on it. So, duly note, when you're doing a recipe that uses flour, do not wear black. And I did. So, we're just going to have to live with it. Okay. So, I'm vertical again. Not sure why. Haven't done anything different. So, I sprayed my hands with Pam. And what I'm doing now is making round balls of dough. Okay? Various sizes. Depending on how big or little you like your bagels. Pretend that you're making a snowball. Usually after 4 balls of dough I form, I have to spray my hand again. And you're just making it. Very simple, very easy. I will finish doing these and be back. Okay, now, having a sip of wine, and we're going to get ready on how to form a bagel. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. So I'm going to do the best I can. So you have your bagel in a round ball, or your dough of the bagel in a round ball, and you take your 2 thumbs and push through the center to create the opening. And then you just form it. And as you watch, I add a little flour on my fingertips. When you're busting through, sometimes it can stick. And you just form it into a round bagel. It takes a little practice. The first couple of them kind of look a little funky, but they will taste amazing. And you have a bagel. Simple, easy peasy. When you cook them, I found that I would think that the hole of the bagel was big enough, but a lot of the times when it cooks and swells up and rises, it closes that hole. For me, I'm okay with that because I like bagel sandwiches. So I was just checking the bagels. There's 7 minutes left at 20 minutes. Boy, they're getting big. And I put some good space in between them. But while we're waiting, I wanted to just show you something. So when we go collect eggs, we literally have a basket. But for Mother's Day, my daughter made, when she was young, she got an old mailbox, metal mailbox. She painted on baby chicks, and then she super glued 18-pack cartons in there so that whenever we got eggs, you put it in the mailbox and you put the flyer up to know that there's eggs that need to be collected. I also have a friend and colleague got me, it's an apron, and then you can set the eggs in there. Never used. I think it's adorable though. And then when you do get an egg, and many of you might know this, is that they can stay out and not be refrigerated as long as you don't wash off the membrane, right? And they also says as long as they're not refrigerated, but I really think it's the membrane. They can stay out on your counter for a week, longer. And then I have this little contraption, you guys see, it's really cute, okay? And then you put your egg on it and it tells you if it's an extra large, a large egg, a small egg. Because actually, I was doing a recipe yesterday and it says 1 large egg. So now I have a little contraption and that's thanks to my good old friend who sends me all of this stuff. All right, we're gonna see what the bagels look like and how they turned out. And then I'll have to say sayonara until next time. Okay, we're done. I pulled them out. Hot, hot, hot. Here's one of my cheesy ones. Okay. Here's one of my everything bagel. A big one. A baby one. Jalapeno and cheese and others. Turned out great. Let them cool, completely cool, and then you put them in the freezer or however you want to do it. Wanted to just do a shout out to the gloves. Oh, my timer's going off. I took them out just a little bit early. This is the Gorilla, like Gorilla Glue, Gorilla Tape, the industrial. I'm just doing a shout out because I think they're wonderful, because I probably reuse these for cooking 10 times. And they were $9.99 a box, Walmart, just to let you know. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for attending my very first episode. I would be doing this exact same thing, just not videotaping it. Next, I think we're gonna do homemade sorbet. You would die to know how easy that is. And with summer coming, again, thanks for coming and watching. I'll do it in the kitchen. Maybe next time you'll have a beverage of your choice, whether that's iced tea, wine, water, Gatorade, whatever. And I will end this one from Wyoming. I'll talk to you later.